Moving on. My picks for the week. You got San Diego and Miami. I'll take San Diego. Like I said, San Diego does not use the preseason well, so they start slow in the regular season for the first 4 games, as would make sense. Those 4 games are over. If San Diego is as good as many people thought they would be, and as they expect to be, and as you would expect them to be based on how they look talent-wise, they're going to heat up now. They're going to blow up. They're going to put together a big winning streak. And so I think it starts here. I think they'll take Miami out. Tennessee, Baltimore. This is a little tricky, but I gotta stick with Tennessee right now. I'm just gonna keep riding them until Kerry Collins falters, because as soon as Kerry Collins falters, I might have to jump off Tennessee, because even in his prime, he was not a great quarterback. He was solid. He wasn't awful, but he would screw up at some point in the season and would cost you big time. And I'm waiting for that to happen. But right now, I look at that defense. I think they're going to murder Joe Flacco. I think Flacco's in for an awful day against this Tennessee defense. That's just how I feel. And I think Tennessee's going to be able to run the ball enough. It's going to be a defensive shootout, a defensive, low-scoring game, I'm sure, but I'll take the Titans. Philadelphia, Washington. Again, I'm going to try my kitchen sink theory. Philly really needs this win. It's at home. They can't afford to lose home games. Can't afford to drop this a home game against a division rival, especially not against Washington, the team that many people thought would be the odd team out of the division. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but looking at this game, I do see Philadelphia being very capable of beating Washington. And after a mediocre start to the season, they have to get on track right now. Kitchen sink, again, they're desperate. Washington, they just won 3 in a row. They're riding very high. They came up with a come-from-behind win, a big win over Dallas in Dallas last week. I think they're riding high. I think it's time for them to duck down a little bit, maybe. So I got Philly. Seattle, New York. I'll go on for this game a little bit for obvious reasons. It's in New York. New York tends to play better on the road. My friend, who is a Jets and Giants fan, more so the Jets, thinks it's because the Giants fans are poorly timed with their cheering and don't really know how to motivate the home team, but I don't know what might cause that. Anyway, we're not very good on the road, especially the East Coast, so who does that favor? I don't know, but I'd rather have this game at Quest because we've had good success against the Giants in Quest the last couple of years. You guys probably remember those games. Neither team's very good coming off the bye. I think they're both lost far more games than they won. I'm hoping for the best. We got Deion Branch and Bobby Ingram back. Maybe Corin Robinson and Maurice Morris back. And I do think this season's going to start to get back on track. So tomorrow, hoping for the best. But I'm going to pick the Giants. I'm going to play things safe this week, close to the chest. I'm going to pick the Giants, as they are the better team. I can't admit otherwise. And hopefully we can take advantage of Plexico Burress being out. I'd love to pick Seattle. Most weeks I do. You guys know me. But I'm going to just pick the Giants here and hope for the best. Hope I'm wrong. Chicago, Detroit. Detroit is slowly starting to sneak into the bottom 2 with the Rams. The Chiefs showed some life last week, so Detroit, as awful as they were not one of the bottom 2 teams this year. Now, they're getting very close to that, so I'm going to take Chicago. With or without Tommy Harris, they should be able to get it done here. Green Bay, Atlanta. A lot has been said about this matchup. People are wondering, maybe Green Bay isn't any good this year, and I'm starting to think they have a point. Green Bay's got all these injuries now, and Aaron Rodgers is starting to come back down to earth. I think they should be a good team, but fortune has not favored them so far this year. I'll take Green Bay at home. I'm not taking Matt Ryan on the road yet. Not yet. Taking Carolina over Kansas City, no problem. You know, Kansas City won last week, good for them, but if there's ever a high point for them this season, that was it. Beating the Broncos in Arrowhead, right when they were desperate and when the Broncos were heavy favorites. So, I gotta take Carolina at home. But watch for Tony Gonzalez to break that tight end receiving yard record. He should do it that day. Indianapolis, Houston, I'm going to keep riding Indianapolis. I know they started slow. I know people are scratching their head and wondering what's up with them. I'm going to keep riding them until the wheels fall off. I got Indy on the road against Houston. If I'm wrong about Houston, if I'm wrong about Hurricane Ike, watch out for this game, because Houston is not that bad if you take out Hurricane Ike. But with them, I don't know who they can beat this year. Tampa Bay, Denver. I thought about this for a long time, but I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to pick Denver this year, as long as that defense is atrocious. It's not bad. It's atrocious. I can't see them keeping anybody off the field, so I got to go with Tampa on the road. I hate betting on Brian Griese, because I know at some point he's going to screw you over. I hate betting on Tampa Bay on the road, all the way over in Denver and Mile High. I just cannot sit with that defense. I'm taking Tampa. Buffalo, Arizona, Anquan Boldin not playing. Arizona's riding a little low right now, and I feel that Buffalo is ready for a letdown game. 4-0, young team, unaccustomed to success. First time succeeding in a while, with the exception of players like Kawika Mitchell, who came over from the Giants. But I guess I'll take Buffalo. I just think they're the better team by a good amount, and if Arizona's good, they'll bounce back from the last couple of games. If they're not, if they were fooling us, if they fooled us the first 2 weeks of the season, then that'll just be a sign of things to come. So, I'll bet on the latter, hedge my bet with Buffalo. Dallas, Cincy, not much of a second thought here. You know I'm going with Dallas at home. After last week's debacle, you know losses are a big deal for this team. For Cincy, well, like I said in my last video, they're just kind of becoming the running joke of the NFL more than any other team, and it's just cute that they're trying. So, gotta take Dallas. New England, San Fran. New England got their ass beat in the last time they stepped on the field. They're coming off a bye week. I don't think this team's going to lose off a bye week. I mean, it's a Bill Belichick coach team coming off an ass-kicking, coming off a bye, and playing a team that has exploitable weaknesses. So, I think New England's going to take this one on the road. But I look at the New England offense, and the only thing they have shown me that they're capable of doing this year is little screens and checks to Welker. If San Francisco takes that away, I don't know if New England's going to be able to move the ball. So it could be a very boring defensive struggle. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. I think these two teams have similar destinies. They are both running teams that cannot run the ball. And they're both defensive teams that have loads of injuries on defense. Reggie Nelson, Rasheem Mathis, Casey Hampton, Brett Kiesel. So, since both these teams have very similar strengths and weaknesses, and I think they're mirror images of each other in many ways, I'm going to take Jacksonville just because they're at home. When in doubt, I'm taking the home team, and that's that. Minnesota, New Orleans. Adrian Peterson probably going to run for 200 yards. Drew Brees probably going to pass for 500. So it could be a shootout. Vikings not with E.J. Henderson, and they're on the road. So I got the Saints in this one. I feel pretty comfortable there. And that's your weekend picks. Hope I do better than last week. And with that, I will see you guys later.